Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Avatar, The Last Airbender, Season 3, Episode 6. I just watched the Episode 5. If you want to see my reaction video about that, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. Let's say that it didn't put me in a good mood. I'm mad. I'm not gonna hide it, I'm mad. Before it, I was already telling you that I'm mad at Zuko right now, even if I didn't give up on the kid because we spent so many time, so many energy to see him evolving, changing, and I had so much hope for him to change in the good direction, and Iroh told him so many good stuff to encourage him, to push him to evolve, to be better. He made that decision at the end of the season 2. I was not happy about it. He's okay with the situation. He wants to continue that situation even if he knows that it's not what he wants. And he wants to cover his lies, the bullshit, with new lies, with hiring someone bad to kill him. I'm already mad at him because of that, but during the last episode, how he treated May, you know that I'm not a fan of May, but I don't hate the girl, and I was okay with their relationship, even if I'm not shipping them and all, I was okay with it. I just wish, that we would see it coming, flirting, these two flirting with each other and all. It could have been great for me also to fall in love with them, to support them. So that was something, that I was regretting, but I was okay with their relationship. And we saw a cute moment with these two, so I was like, okay, more cute moments, and I can be into it, like it was the case for Aang and Katara. It took me sometimes to be okay with the two of them. But how he talked to May? No, you're not talking like that to your girlfriend. I'm on May's side, I'm gonna defend the girl. It was so wrong how you treated her after that, what you told her. Even if it was the truth, because I think the same, I think that May is bored of everything and it's annoying, so I agree, but I have the right to tell her that because I'm a viewer and I don't have her in front of me. Of course, I wouldn't say that to someone who is just like that in front of me. I would say it in a more diplomatic way, and you're not saying it to someone that you love. Oh, I know. He wanted to tell her the truth, he was annoyed, he was not thinking, he is impulsive, he has trouble to control his anger since a long time, but now it's worse because he's confused, because he's lost, because he's mad at himself. He said it during the last episode. I already knew all of that when he told me that, but it's not an excuse, a reason, not an excuse. Like everything that they said, to each other during the fire scene on the beach. They said a lot of interesting stuff, but for the majority we already knew that. The reasons for why Azula is like that, for why Zuko is like that, for why May is like that. We already knew all of that. I learned stuff about Ty Lee during that moment. But for me, the more interesting and in fact the worst and the most things which made me mad, it's how they talk to each other. I mean, okay, they were angry, okay, they wanted to say the truth to each other, okay, they did all of that, like they were not really thinking about it twice and all. But no, you're not talking to your friends like that, with these words, with this tone of voice, with this anger on yourself. Like, are you really friends to talk like that to each other? And wow, that was so bad. I'm just glad that at the end May and Zuko are making peace, that Ty Lee defended herself because they really put a lot of things on her. But Azula, really, it was almost like she was glad and satisfied about that situation, what happened, and after that they destroyed that house, that party, just for the pleasure of destroying something just because of... Oi, oi. Really, I have the impression that Azula, she's printing this environment on everything, on everyone, you know, this tension, this bad vibes, like, really, yes, it's that, you know, it's bad vibes, it's sadness and angry things, you know, like, around her can't be anything but sad or mad or... she wants to destroy people, she wants to break people, she wants to control people, and she's really printing this tension, this environment, this mood, this... I felt it in my bones, you know, how they talk to each other, how they... This mood, it made me mad. I was mad. And you know, at the end, like, they were having fun destroying the house and destroying the party. I was supposed to appreciate that. I didn't say it during the review of the last episode, but I'm saying it right now. I was supposed to appreciate that. To appreciate this for destroying everything, the house of that poor guy who didn't demand anything. That party, okay, you were expelled from that party, but you did bad stuff during it. You were awkward, you broke things. Of course you were gonna be expelled, and you're coming back to destroy it because you did something bad at first. Of course I was not gonna be happy about them being happy about destroying things. And even more after that fire scene that I hated for how you talk to each other. That's it. I'm mad. And I'm stressed also for Aang and the other guys. That guy who is after them now, thanks to Zuko, is a firebender. For me, that thing, you know, it's not a tattoo. I thought at first that it was a tattoo, but it's not. I think that, yes, it's firebending, but from that place, it's a chakra, you know, that place. Maybe it's related to that. But he is after Aang. That's really bad. It's gonna be the episode 6. Aang didn't manage, you know, to deal with the Avatar state. We didn't go back to that situation that was not resolved at the end of the season 2. They didn't find the firebender teacher that we need to find. He needs to teach stuff to Aang, and then we can do the invasion, and then we can fight the Fire Lords, you know. We need to do things, you know, before fighting the Fire Lords. So no, nothing like that happened for Aang and this group. Zuko is still on the Fire Nation. Okay, he's lost and everything, but he's still not deciding, choosing another path. Iroh is still in jail. Azula, she's still the queen of the Fire Nation. I'm gonna begin the episode 6 and nothing changed from the episode 1. It's bad. I'm beginning to be between desperate and angry, you know. Like, really, guys, you need to do things and to do things right. Because for now, no, I'm not that mad, you know what, Aang and Katara, Sokka and Toph, but because of the other ones doing bad stuff during the last episode, the anger is taking everything. Okay, I'm gonna finish this intro right now because I need to hurry, because like I said in the last episode, I have an appointment to give my blood, so I need to hurry and to finish this intro right now, so I'm gonna have enough time in review to talk with you. That's something that I wanted to say, because at least in France we are missing some blood because of the COVID situation, because we have a lot of people, you know, in hospitals and all, but also because people are not giving their blood anymore, or not enough like it was before that, you know, the demands and the ones who can offer their blood, it's not enough, it's not the good balance. So if you are in a good health, think about it. I'm giving my blood at least twice during the year more if I can, you know, with the months, the delay and all of that. But if you are in a good health, think about it. It's not taking a lot of time. It's really easy now in our days, in our countries. You just have to find a website to take an appointment and that's all. That was something that I wanted to say. I think that, like I said in the other episode, I never told you that I was giving my blood like that occasionally. That's it. I did it. Okay, let's go for this episode 6. Little reminder also, I have a Patreon on which you can find the episodes earlier, at least 1 week sooner, and with an extended reaction part or a full reaction part. I'm gonna sing it soon. You'll see, I'm gonna find a way to sing it. Yes, I'm not singing well, but that's not the question. Huh? The Avatar and the Fire Lord?
And it's time we learn my history with Fire Lord Susan.
Roku.
You need to know the story of your great-grandfather's demise. It will reveal your own destiny.
Ooh, that's gonna be a flashback episode. It's a big ones with Avatar.
He famously waited for the comet and used its power to launch his full-scale invasion of the world.
But how did he die?
He died peacefully, in his sleep.
How he died is important? Who sent you that message?
What does it mean?
It revealed.
The Fire Sages keep this secret history.
I'm not mad anymore, I'm excited. Ooh, the music.
The final testament of Fire Lord Susan.
The parallels!
Everything was so much brighter. I remember my friend.
Looks like I win again, Roku. Are you kidding?
And he was my best friend.
It was? The Avatar and the Fire Lord were friends?
Love is hard when you're young.
You don't have to tell me.
I lost you now because of the thing.
Susan and I shared many things, including a birthday.
It's strange.
We are not here for you. We are here to announce the identity of the next Avatar. Avatar Roku.
Was he jealous?
He needed to travel the world so he could master the other elements.
Come on, show me how it's done using all 4 kinds of bending.
You were not jealous.
But this is a royal artifact. It's supposed to be worn by the Crown Prince. I want you to have it.
Oh guys, you're gonna make me emotional. And?
Do they have bathrooms in the spirit world? Most of the Southern Air Temple.
This was the first stop on my Avatar journey. It was
You
the
still
place
have
where
it?
a friend of yours, Monk Diazo.
No way. I can't believe you were friends with Monkey Yazzo just like I was.
Your master was friends with the Avatar.
Water bending was especially challenging for me.
It's your opposite.
My master Sad was uncompromising, stubborn, and blunt.
Mm.
12 long years passed before I saw my friend again. After all
Oh, guys.
these years, he was still my best friend.
What happened?
He was my best man.
You were with the girl?
Right from the start, I was destined to be Fire Lord. And although we didn't always know it, you were destined to be the Avatar. Together we could do anything. Our nation is enjoying an unprecedented time of peace and wealth.
That's great! Don't break that!
We should share this prosperity with the rest of the world. In our hands is the most successful empire in history. It's time we expanded it. Roku, you haven't even stopped to consider the possibilities.
There are no possibilities.
Unfortunately, it was many years before I learned that Sozin had gone ahead with his plan.
To have the Avatar as his friends, it made him believe that he could have everything, and little by little it grew, you know, inside of his head.
Territory. How dare you, a citizen of the Fire Nation, address your Fire Lord this way? Don't challenge me. It will only end badly. It's over.
your friendship? I'm sad. Did you just attack your friend? Oh, the music is brilliant and beautiful.
I spare you, Susan, but I warn you, even a single step out of line will result in your permanent end.
We don't know them, but I'm feeling sad, you know, for their friendship.
Roku's island was 100 miles away. I have never seen anything like this catastrophe.
You're battling a volcano, and you're winning.
Unfortunately, my success didn't last.
It's nature, you know, it's not something that you can control, block.
I had to do it while I could barely breathe. The poisonous volcanic gases were overwhelming.
All right, bang! Get out of here! I'm fine!
Fang was your appa?
Need a hand, old friend?
Susan?
They survived, at least they survived.
Don't breathe the toxic gas!
Please. Without you, all my plans are suddenly possible. I have a vision for the future, Roku.
That's how you died, betrayed by your best friend.
Wait, that's me, isn't it?
And you will bring peace and restore balance in the world.
I'm sorry that I was rough sometimes with you, Roku.
The timing was perfect.
But you are
to change
cold
my
with
world.
hands sometimes.
So I wiped out the air temples. Somehow the new avatar eluded me.
Where's the rest of it?
What were you expecting, Zuko?
You sent this, didn't you? I found the secret history, but he was still alive in the end.
It wasn't.
You're speaking.
You have more than one great-grandfather. Sozin was your father's grandfather. Your mother's grandfather was Avatar Roku.
Wait, what?
Understanding the struggle between your two great-grandfathers can help you better understand the battle within yourself. Evil and good are always at war inside you, Zuko. It is your nature, your legacy. What happened generations ago can be resolved now. By you, owning you, along with all the strife, is the power to restore balance to the world.
It's a lot to ask him.
It's supposed to be won by the Crown Prince.
You mean after all Roku and Sozin went through together?
Then what was the point?
Roku was just as much Fire Nation as Sozin was, right? Anyone's capable of great good and great evil. Everyone, even the Fire Lord and the Fire Nation, have to be treated like they're worth giving a chance. And I also think it was about friendship. You think friendships can last more than one lifetime?
I think so.
I don't see why not.
There's no way to prove that.
Oh, Sokka, just hold it.
After a fucking episode 5, which was about bad friendships, this one is showing what real friendships are made about. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I just have... Oula. Not many time to make my review. I can't let my emotions take the place, you know. I can't make a break before beginning to talk. Okay, that's gonna be bad for you, you know. I'm gonna be a mess during this review, you know. Everything is gonna be like that, even more than usually. A flashback episode. I knew since the beginning that it was gonna be one already. It's always big ones with Avatar, flashback episodes, but I was surprised that it was not about characters that we already know. Really. It was about Roku and Sozin. That's great to have a flashback episode like that to tell us where all of this story is coming from, what is really the point right there. I'm not thinking, not for now, about the information that we learned during it, but just to see it, to know how it happened, all of that at the beginning, why suddenly the Fire Nation chose to attack the other nations and all. It's great to see that, to see how it happened. The fact that Roku and Sozin were friends and were so close, like really, the complicity, you know, that they have with each other, how they were with each other and all, they were more than friends, they were acting like brothers, you know. That was sweet to see them like that. And again, after the episode 5 with bad friendships, this one is showing what a good one is. Okay, it ended bad, but you know, at first, what you have to be with your friend, how you have to be with your friend to support him. Like when they announced that Roku was the Avatar, was like, okay, Sozin is gonna be jealous and all, and no, not at all. He was supporting him, he was pushing him to be a good Avatar and all, giving him this thing. Like, that was a beautiful friendship, and that's why it entered into my head, you know, so quick. I mean, into my heart maybe more, so quick, this friendship. And that's why when they separated, you know, as friends, it really broke my heart, even if I just learned that they were friends. I just learned these characters, but really easily and quickly I was involved into their relationship, and I was sad that this relationship broke like that. It broke because, okay, Sozin wanted, you know, to make all of the other nations as his own nation, which was living good days, and also you can think that at first it was coming from a good idea, but no. He was thinking of that also to have powers. He was thinking of that because he had the Avatar as a friend, and he thought that it could be a good way, you know, because of the Avatar's powers, to win and to rule them all. So he thought of it really in a wrong way since the beginning, in fact. And when Roku said no, Sozin continued to think about that and tried to do it on his own. Roku stopped him, spared his life, told him, I'm not gonna kill you, but I hope that you learn the lesson, don't do that. It wasn't enough. Sozin came back and he succeeded. Roku was killed during that moment. At the end, you know, he was right there like, hello, you can survive if you are joining me. No. So Roku died, killed by his old best friend that he didn't kill when he had the chance, you know, to do that. He chose to not do it because he is the Avatar also. It's something about the Avatar. Are you hearing that? He's back! Walking on my roof. Oh no, I don't have a lot of time, so I don't have time for you to edit a lot of this video. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep all of the moments when he's doing that, and I'm gonna continue to talk. I'm not gonna make breaks. So Roku died like that, and Sozin killed him like that, and the two of them are Zuko's great grandfathers. I thought, you know, that there was a story behind Zuko. Like, I thought that maybe he was not truly Ozai's son, maybe something like that, to justify, you know, at least to explain the fact that Ozai was not considering Zuko like his son, was treating him like that, and why his mother could love him so much, protect him so much. For me, it could have been a reason, Zuko not being Ozai's son, real son, So in fact, no, I was wrong, but still there was a story behind Zuko existence, you know, the fact that he was born and all because of his great-grandparents, fathers, being Sozin and Roku. The good side and the bad side, you know, like it's fighting inside of him and he has to find the balance between that to restore the balance also for the Fire Nation and all. It's so much to ask to someone, no matter what, but to Zuko right now, who is so lost and confused, you are saying this information to Zuko. I'm not sure that it's gonna help him and that he's gonna make the good decision right now. But Azula, it means that it's the same for her, you know, Azula. I mean, her great-grandfathers are also Roku and Sozin. She took everything from Sozin, really. Zuko, what can you do with this information? I'm scared of it. Don't say it to Azula. It seems that she doesn't know the truth and maybe it's better like that. Ozai, he knows it. How could he marry, you know, Roku's granddaughter? How could he choose to marry her? That's another story that I want to hear, that I want to know. The lesson for Aang is easier, you know. It's to show him that no, not everyone in the Fire Nation is bad and that you can give the chance for everyone in the Fire Nation to prove you that he or she can be someone good. Like, I'm seeing it since a long time for the Fire Nation that there are just people obeying to orders into a dictature, so you have to fight the Fire Lord but not the Fire Nation. But what Aang said during that moment, it's giving me hope for Aang applying what he just said to Zuko. Maybe he can give a chance to Zuko. Maybe he can give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe. Haha. Maybe. Could be great. Really, I took this episode as the perfect example of what good friendships can be. Aang with our guys, you know, Katara, Toph, and Sokka, but also Sozin and Roku at the beginning. It's when you are using your friends and when you are telling them bad stuff that everything is going wrong. You know, I'm thinking about Azula, episode 5, not so long ago, why I was so mad. The fact that Iroh sent that message, okay? It means that he has allies, but also he talked with Zuko. Zuko didn't even notice it, like he was ignoring you during all of this time and suddenly he's talking to you. I noticed it, like, what? Iroh? You can speak? That's something new. And telling him all of that, he didn't give up on Zuko, he didn't give up on his nephew, he didn't give up on his nephew to do the right thing. He's giving him this artifact at the end, like he's really saying it and giving it to you like it's your last chance. I did everything, I taught you everything, I said everything. That was the last thing that I could say to you, explain to you your origins. Now that's it, Zuko. Everything is into your hands. I love you so much, Iroh, for doing that, for not giving up, for still being there. You are in jail. It betrayed you. It talked to you so badly. He treated you so badly, and still you're not giving up. Iroh, I love you. I admire you. Really, Iroh, at the end of everything, you need to be alive. You need to have your tea shop. You need to have a woman. You need to be happy. Really? See? My body is always talking for myself. Like, really, Iroh, I love you that much. I want that for him. I know that was an episode about the flashbacks, about Zuko and Aang, and also all of the parallels that the writers made between these two, between Roku and Sozin, but also, you know, between the scenes, you know, to tell this story, to mix Aang and Zuko like that, like writers, you are doing it so well. So I know, all of the episode was about that, but yes, I'm choosing to finish with Iroh and how much I love him. That's my problematic that I don't want to resolve. Okay, I'm gonna finish right now. Again, I'm gonna give my blood and no, I don't have a lot of time to continue to talk with you. So it's all for you and for me for today. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.